Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Live at 5 o'clock, big news out of Detroit as the city expands its COVID vaccination program, while others are saying this is life and death. The time for excuses on the lack of vaccines is over.
But we begin with former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder, now formally charged along with 8 others for their alleged roles in the Flint water crisis.
Let me be clear. There are no velvet ropes in our criminal justice system.
Tonight, Governor Snyder faces 2 misdemeanor counts of willful neglect of duty, but charges for others in the case go all the way up to involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, this all started April 25th of 2014 with the flip of a switch, changing the city's water source over to the Flint River. Little did we know at the time that today, 2,456 days later, it would lead to the then Governor Snyder sitting in a courtroom facing criminal charges.
We're following this story tonight for you from multiple angles. Hank Winchester has been gathering reaction from the people of Flint.
Let's start things off with Defender Karen Drew live to help break down the state's case announced today. Karen.
Devin and Sandra, the Flint water crisis is being called one of the worst man-made environmental messes in U.S. history. And today, prosecutors say it was time to hold those responsible accountable. What a sight. The former governor of Michigan being charged with willful neglect of duty, then walking out of the Genesee County Jail, surrounded by reporters. Nothing to say to the people of Flint.
At this very moment, the people of Flint continue to suffer from the categorical failure of public officials at all levels of government.
After a lengthy investigation into the Flint water crisis, one after the other went before a judge today, former city and state employees facing a total of 41 charges, including Richard Baird, a senior advisor to former Governor Snyder. He's facing an extortion, perjury, obstruction, and official misconduct in office charge.
This man has done nothing wrong. He will be acquitted.
Flint was in financial trouble back in 2014 when the decision was made to save money and use the Flint River for water. That decision led to lead contamination in the drinking water.
There are no velvet ropes in our criminal justice system. Nobody, no matter how powerful or well-connected, is above accountability.
Also charged today, Jared Agan, the former director of communications and former chief of staff for the governor. Gerald Ambrose, the former city Flint emergency manager. Howard Croft, the former director of the City of Flint Department of Public Works. And Darnell Early faced charges. He was the former City of Flint emergency manager. He faced 3 counts of misconduct of office. Nicholas Lyon, he was the former director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Nancy Peeler, currently in the early childhood health section as a manager for the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Eden Wells is charged as well, the former chief medical executive for MDHHS. So many charges and so many people involved. Today, the governor's attorney issued this statement on his behalf, saying it would be a travesty to waste additional taxpayer dollars pursuing these bogus misdemeanor charges. We are confident Governor Snyder will be fully exonerated if this flimsy case goes to trial. There is much evidence to be presented. It will be very lengthy. Our coverage, of course, will be continuing. Right now, we are live in Flint. I'll send it back to you, Devin, Sandra.
Right, Karen, and from what happened in the courtroom, let's now turn to the people of Flint and how they're reacting to these developments.
Hank Winchester has tirelessly covered the water crisis since it happened and has kept in close touch with many of the families. And Hank, what's the sense that you're getting tonight?
And Sandra, you really feel for the people of Flint because they've certainly been through it for so many years now. And this is the day that they've been waiting for justice. But as you'll see, there's some mixed reaction regarding the charges that were handed out today.
That's a slap in the face to the residents of this city.
It's not what many in Flint, including Karen Weaver, the former mayor, were expecting.
That's really sad. It's angering, it's frustrating, and it lets us know that, he has not been held accountable. The crime, the punishment doesn't match the crime at all.
Today, Governor Snyder and 8 others charged for their role in the water crisis. The governor facing 2 misdemeanor charges. Weaver was hoping for manslaughter.
People lost their lives in Flint. People's lives have been damaged and changed forever in the city of Flint. So I think good. Those are the crimes that they should have gotten, and that's what he should have gotten. That's what, Governor Snyder should have gotten.
People are still struggling, and not a lot is being done about it. I do fundraisers and all that in the community for, people who have these kind of issues.
Gabriel Holden moved to Flint right when the crisis was exposed. He's been working to help his friends and neighbors since then, and he's happy that there's finally some justice.
I am glad that people are finally being charged and actually have to be, held accountable for their actions.
Back out here live, so some mixed reaction today in Flint, but overwhelmingly people are happy to see some justice here, and also they are excited and eager to know whether there could be other charges coming on down the road. As we heard, the investigation is ongoing. Tonight at 6 o'clock, you're going to hear from the family of Sincere Smith. You may remember that young boy. He was the face of this crisis at 2 years old on the cover of Time magazine. You're going to hear how he's doing and hear his family's reaction to these charges coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, we're live here in Flint. Hank Winchester, back to you.
All right, Hank, we will see you then. Community leaders are warning Flint residents now to urge a federal judge to reject a proposed settlement in the water crisis.
In fact, they traveled to Ann Arbor for a protest this afternoon in front of the federal court building. A district judge will soon decide about providing preliminary approval to the $641 million settlement. Opponents say attorney fees will shrink what's left to divide among the people affected by the crisis. And our coverage of the Flint water crisis continues on clickondetroit.com. It includes a full rundown there of all of the alleged players and what charges each of them face. And you can find a link to that right in the top stories section on our homepage.
President Trump is said to be isolated in the White House a day after the House voted to impeach him for a history-making second time. And now we await what is expected to be a precedent-setting trial in the Senate. Let's get to Alice Barr, who has the latest from Washington. Alice?
Devin, one day after the most bipartisan impeachment of an American president, all eyes are now on the Senate and the question of how many Republicans might vote to convict. With less than a week left in office, President Trump is staring down the prospect of a second Senate impeachment trial, this time with fewer allies to mount a defense, and with the trial expected to begin after he's already left the White House. Democrats say they're looking beyond removal to uphold the Constitution.
So that you don't have some future president thinking they can do whatever the hell they want, tell a lie, a falsehood over and over again about the election, and then get away with inciting a mob.
The president's supporters slamming the idea of an ex-president's impeachment trial.
It will divide the country. It will incite violence.
But unlike the last impeachment, 10 House Republicans broke ranks to vote against President Trump.
In order to have accountability, we first must reckon with what happened, and that is why I voted to support impeachment.
For Democrats, another concern, seeking to balance the urgent business of President-elect Joe Biden's incoming administration with what they hope will be a quick trial.
This is a simple and direct case.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is one of a handful of Senate Republicans who've said they would consider voting against President Trump. It would take 17 GOP votes to seal the first impeachment conviction of an American president. The earliest the Senate could begin an impeachment trial is next Tuesday, the day before President-elect Biden's inauguration. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, it has been widely reported that President Trump plans to leave the White House prior to the inauguration next week, but thus far no specific day or plan has been announced.
Now to the coronavirus and today's numbers. The state reporting 2,698 new cases over the past 24 hours. Along with that, 139 new deaths are being reported, including 107 from a review of past vital records.
We're keeping a close eye on where we stand with the coronavirus vaccine here in Michigan, too.
The state reporting 831,000 doses have been delivered. That number hasn't changed since Tuesday. About 369,000 doses have gone into arms.
And tonight, the Local 4 defenders fighting for answers as seniors all across Wayne County have been struggling to get their doses of the vaccine. We bring in defender Sean Lay, who's live with more on this. And Sean, for many of them, this actually is, this is an overused phrase, but it actually is here a life and death situation.
No question, they see those numbers not changing from the state. So many doses, so few going into arms. Let's talk about Detroit and what's going right now. It's expanding its vaccine program to people 70 years of age and older, also mixing in essential workers like daycare workers and also United States postal workers from the city or working in the city of Detroit. Plus $4 million in grants just released for small businesses in Detroit impacted by the virus. People living just outside the city, 500,000 people over the age of 65, absolutely struggling just to make an appointment. They're wondering, where are the vaccines?
It's been very scary for us, as well as for many other people.
Like so many of you, Anita and Dan Seifer are prisoners in their Wayne County home. Dan cannot get COVID. He's a polio survivor on oxygen every night. This week, the county pushed its population 65 and older to get their vaccine from their health care provider. For Dan, that's Beaumont, and that means a computerized draw. His chances for a vaccine now just got worse.
Sort of like MGM. And, you're in a casino. Now I'm throwing in with, both Anita and I are throwing in with people in Oakland County or whoever the patients are.
The couple lives near Detroit but can't take part in the city's program, which today is now expanding to those 70 and up.
We are going to get our city back by dealing with this one vaccination at a time.
This is life and death for so many. More doses need to flood the area so more people can get appointments.
There's a lot of finger pointing. The governor blames the feds, the feds blame the state blames the local health facilities.
People so frustrated, just tired of this blame game. The mayor today said the city has 8,000 COVID-19 doses right now. They want to get those into arms right away, day after day. They won't get an update from the state on when more is on the way until this coming Monday, when they hear directly, the mayor says, from the governor at 6 o'clock. Guys, where are the doses? We're tracking it. It's not a pretty picture. Back to you.
Terribly important part of this. All right, Sean, we'll see you at 6.
Now to some big news out of Lions headquarters in Allen Park.
Sure is. Let's bring in Bernie, who's with us now live with more on the general manager search, which has come to a close. Bernie.
Holy Toledo, and they got it right. This is the order you should do it in. GM first and let him be involved in selecting the coach. First-time GM. The NFL Network was the first to report. Lions made it official this afternoon. Brad Holmes of the Rams signs a 5-year deal to be the Lions GM. We've got highlights of Holmes, 41 years old, been the Rams director of pro scouting since 2013, and heavily involved in acquiring names like Aaron Donald, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, Cooper Kupp. That's pretty good. Holmes will also be involved in the Lions' search for a new head coach. Obviously, Holmes can spot talent. That's a big plus. Rams are proof of that. More on Brad Holmes coming up later in sports. We'll see you then.
Now we just wait for the coach. All right, Bernie.
Thanks, Bernie. Much more to come. Here's Ben.
We did it again, guys. Second day in a row in the 40s, and now we're just going to put that out of our minds because it gets wintry really quick as we head into the weekend. We'll look at that next.
All right, Ben, also, this wasn't just any patient. It was his dad, a local nurse, sharing his heartbreak after his father loses his battle with COVID-19. Rod.
A whole lot more chatter today about that possible Capitol rally on Sunday.
Unfortunate that it's kind of comes to this.
Some new and surprising developments in the preparation for this. We'll have full details.